everybody, Tony George, DocSports.com alongside let me put it to you this way, because we've added another notch to Sean Salisbury's resume. Grey Cup winning quarterback, NFL quarterback, USC quarterback, on-air personality, extraordinaire analyst, radio show host, and now a 90% handicapper, buddy. You're 6-1 since you came on and that's the most
I learned from I learned from the best, my man. So it's great to be on. Yeah, it was a good run last week, and we may as well continue with this. But like I said, I got to keep up with you, man. When you got the expert sitting next to you, meaning you, I got to make sure that I can match it. I'll take that first week. Put it this way: I posted my score at Augusta on moving day. Now it's time to keep backing that up with a Sunday performance. So there you go.
You got that right. And of course, we had a big top play winner last night over at the website with my program with your USC Trojans, which kind of is a kind of a precursor to what's going on here tonight, because over the weekend, you and I, we gave out 3 plays, and every Friday, be sure and tune in. We do look-aheads for Saturday. We gave out Arizona plus the number. We gave out Michigan State, and we gave out also West Virginia. So USC in bounce-back mode last night gets it done 72-58, laying a short number, which I thought was an absolute gift. Also, a team that we talked about last week, we really didn't have a free pick on as much, was Houston, and off their loss to Wichita State, they come back out and pull out the biggest can of whoop ass of the weekend at 90-52. So now, Sean, segue into Texas, a team that we faded last week. We thought that West Virginia would get, and I was surprised Saturday morning, because I know I texted you and said, by the way, they're catching 3. It's not a pick 'em. And the bottom line is here, West Virginia gets it done outright. Texas blew that game. Now they're taking on Kansas, a team they beat 84-59 in Fog Allen on January 2nd. Just talk about a can of whoop ass. That just doesn't happen at Fog Allen ever.
No, there's no question.
Yeah, and this year's Kansas team is not a team of, let's say, additions past, but what Bill Self is doing with his coaching, he's won 5 in a row. He's covered 5 in a row, and now they take to the road to avenge a loss. Texas, 2.5, total 138. And Sean, I'm going to tell you right now, 73% of the money is on Kansas and 67% on the under here. I think this is an interesting game. I think there's a lot on the line. Kansas is actually ahead of Texas in the Big 12 standings right now. And this is a hell of a big game tonight for both these schools. The question is, could Texas bounce back after a loss? I mean, isn't this a type of game, Sean? And you know Texas sports better than I do. You live down there. You're friends with Sarkisian. He's a coach now down there. But at the end of the day, isn't this why they hired Shaka Smart to win games like this in late November?
Amen. Tony took the words right out of my mouth. And when we discussed Texas last week, and you know, they had that double-digit lead against Hugs and West Virginia and couldn't hold it off, and in their own building. So this is exactly why that Shaka Smart was brought here. This is exactly why that they paid him the big money to get to this point where you got a hot Kansas team. Now, the question is for Kansas and Bill Self's team, and it's a good time to be getting right, there's no question, and the way they've played the last handful of games. But the key is that they're not a great shooting team, which is unlike Kansas teams of the past, Tony. This is not a great perimeter, long-range, outside shooting team, so they got to maul you inside. Listen, I'm a diehard Bill Self fan. It doesn't surprise me they're playing well. They're getting to the glass. They've got to play better defense, especially in transition defense. If they're not going to shoot the ball well, they're going to have to stop Texas. I would imagine Kansas, after the ass whooping they took in a very difficult building over the course of time in Fog Allen, one of the great venues on the planet, to go in there and win. It may be a little different the last couple of years. But now with Kansas going on the road, and Shaka Smart's message to his basketball team must be, force them to play on the perimeter. And we have got to, because I'm going to tell you what, the alumni and the Board of Regents and people are going to start to chatter, even though they've had a good season, that if they can't close out Hugs and this game back-to-back, there's going to be a problem here. And there's still question marks whether Shaka's the guy they want around you. You hear those whispers. I think he's a good coach. But this is the time, Kansas, blue blood program, force them to shoot. They're not playing great defense, but they are grinding out, getting on the glass, and playing better the last 6 to 8 games. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tony, at least going into this weekend's games, I think Kansas leads the Big 12 in rebounding. So that's where they're going to win this game, and knocking down a few mid-level shots and every now and then again raining it. I would expect I'm on Texas on this one, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to believe that Shaka Smart delivers these last couple days of practice, getting them ready, considering what they've been through, that this is a staple game and a very, very important win for the program, or a game for the program. And after what happened with West Virginia coming to town and putting it on them, I'm going to say that this is going to be a close game, but I'm going to take Texas in this one, defend their honor at home.
Couple of things in your favor, and I'm not going to argue with you on that, because I'm going to give out the total. You're getting a 2 for
and
folks
what's
today.
Yeah, what are they? I don't mean to interrupt you. It's a 2.5 points, I think, right now, or did it go down?
Right.
It's right around 2.5. Okay. Yeah, I like Texas.
2.5. And you're probably going to get some. It's probably going to close about 2. I think you're going to get some. You're going to get some Kansas love as the day goes along. But the last 3 games, Kansas has shot 40% from the floor. Texas has shot 51% from the floor. Now, if you take a look at the last 5 games, Texas is allowing 74, which Kansas can't take advantage of. They can't exploit that. However, Kansas's defense, as you said, 56 points per game allowed. Kansas is grinding out games. They're working for the shot, although if you crowd the paint on them and force them to shoot it from the cheap seats, Kansas is not going to beat you. Not this year, because they don't have a good perimeter game. And if you take a look at those numbers and figure, well, I'm Bill Self, I'm one of the best coaches. How do I win this game? Well, how do you win the game? You hold them down in points. You slow, you dictate pace of play. You get physical. That leads to a low-scoring game. You're only shooting 40% from the floor. You're only allowing 56. I mean, think about this. If I'd have told you last week, Sean, hey, Sean, I want you to lay 13. I want you to put $1,000 on a team. You're going to lay 13, but they're only going to score 59. You're going to say, Tony, I got better things to spend my money on. Well, Kansas did that against Kansas State, 59 to 41.
Right.
Held them to 41. So I think Kansas plays good defense here. I think it goes right down to the wire. I'm going to let you have Texas on your own there, but I am going to take the under 138. I think I think this will be a low-scoring, very, very good basketball game. If you like a physical, kind of a chess match type basketball game, because Shaka Smart is a very good basketball coach. Let's not sell him short. I know people down in Texas, they want to win a national championship in every sport every year. I mean, that they expect. So the expectations are high, and Bill Self is in no way on the hot seat. He's royalty up in Lawrence, but at the end of the day, Sean likes Texas. I like the under in this ball game here on Tuesday night. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, what I was going to say with that too, and you think about the way Texas has to defend. Keep an eye on this game, Tony, on second chance points on both ends. And Kansas is going to need them, because then it's going to have to be usually in close if we go by trends for Kansas this year. And to keep an eye on the glass if Texas gets any second chance points on the glass, depending on how they're shooting. And to validate your point, and we talked both about how important Kansas's defense will be, 3 of 23. Kansas shot beyond the arc, 3 of 23 from 3 last time when they got beat 84-59 in Allen Fieldhouse. That's not good. So the key here, and they're not great on the road. Allen Fieldhouse is usually a great they're not a good road team, especially in the Big 12. So they've got a great challenge ahead of them. We know Bill Self, a Hall of Famer, the great coach. He's going to have to find a way to it's like that team that doesn't hit the long ball, Tony, in baseball. As we are now, we're swinging Major League Baseball, hit it into the upper tank and win games that way, 9-8. The key here is, can they small ball them to death? Meaning, I don't mean small lineup. I mean, beat them inside and play good enough defense to force Shaka Smart to shoot like Kansas did the first time around and his team. I think Texas responds after what Bob Huggins and West Virginia did to them. Back-to-back home losses would not bode well this late in the season for Texas, who doesn't want a struggling shooting team to come in and beat them in their building.
Yeah, and also I think Bill Self has probably shown the game film of Texas hanging 84 on him in Fog Allen pretty much the last 5 or 6 days. So they're going to come out and play a lot better defensively there as well. Sean Salisbury on Texas minus the 2.5. Tony George, ladies and gentlemen, take the under 138. Be sure and tune in to our other video here today. We're going to be talking more Texas sports with the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Boston Celtics, a free pick by Sean and I. Be sure and tune in and take advantage of the free $60 we're giving you over at Docs by clicking that link in the description below. Little call to action. Got a big top play tonight in college basketball. Be sure and get over to the website and check it out.